It was history in the making at Croke Park this afternoon as Cork completed their unique double, the first county to achieve the hurling and football All-Ireland titles in the same season.
The first team out onto Croke Park on All-Ireland final day, the All-Ireland champions Cork, winning the honour, led by Larry Tompkins. Cork play in their fourth successive final, seeking to complete the All-Ireland double. And now it's the Meath turn. Like the Corkmen, there's a thunderous greeting to acclaim the Leinster and National League champions. A good rousing run forward by Hayes. Linking up with Beggy. This is a great move. Can they finish it? Oh, it's a great save by John Kearns from Brian Stafford. The subs wait. The double has been achieved. It's Cork's All-Ireland. The Sam Maguire has been retained by the champions. It's Sam and it's Liam in the 1 year for Cork.
Are you a totally biased follower when Cork are playing?
I'm not. I'm reasonably objective, except that I want Cork to win.
Is this one the sweetest of them all?
Definitely. It was like a dream come true, really, you know. But I guarantee you, Jimmy, we get Christmas out of this one, and we'll talk about the 3 in a row after that, I suppose.
What could Cork possibly do to further themselves?
Do it again next year.
I mean, 20 years is a long time, and, you know, given at that stage, you know, 20 years ago, Cork had been fairly dominant in terms of football, having contested so many All-Ireland finals, but unfortunately, you know, the gap in the last 20 years, we've been to a number of finals, semi-finals and that, but never seemed to be able to quite get over the line.
Who do you think would be in the All-Ireland final against you?
I don't want to insult any of these boys up here.
Cork. I was going to say Dublin, but that's gone out the window now.
Very quickly taken inside here. Great chance. What a goal.
Can he finish? Oh, off the crossbar! Philip Austin loves to run it. Defenders, Austin! Fantastic goal!
What's in store for us today? Well, to discuss that, we have a Cork man, a Kerry man, and of course the other fella.
Paddy would have to say,
good save!
It gets on my nerves a bit.
Good entertainment. I think they should be let at each other's throats more often.
It's like Jeremy Paxman sitting between an Israeli and a Palestinian.
Clark has the chance and Clark scores. And Ward going. What a goal! Great ball, Fergal Doherty. Oh yes!
Good ball, great ball, Lennon. Oh, great goal!
It's a red card.
Trying to determine the result of today's game, Michael, is a bit like trying to figure out Nama.
Oh, well saved by Paul Hearty.
O'Rourke played in 3 or 4 or 5 All-Irelands, and
he just gets on my nerves.
I played in 10 All-Irelands, and
I could sit back and enjoy the view.
There's a goal chance, and it's in the back of the net.
Lovely play. Still Glenn. Still Glenn.
There is one bit of good news here on the Sunday game this afternoon. Joe Brolly is hoarse.
I've been in the middle of a full-scale propaganda war. I spend my life sort of cross-examining angry XP specials.
As long as they're objective, and that's the key.
Probably the best championship football I have seen in at least a decade.
it was a great championship, and I hugely enjoyed it. I think I need to give him a few little grinds, and that's football predictions.
He's able to get under my skin. I'm going to have to get that under control before next season. The two-game series between Cork and Kerry just copper fastened the notion that Cork were in Kerry's thrall.
Like, first of all, they were great games to be involved in, you know.
When you lose your greatest rivals, like, you don't want to lose them in anything.
When you think back over all the games you've played, definitely the 2 Cork games are up there. The first day in Killarney, conditions were probably better.
The battle of the champions. Munster and League champions against the All-Ireland champions. Popping it in. Oh, a good save by Alan Quirk. In first, Paul Kerrigan. Can he get inside the cover? It's 1 against 2. It's Kerrigan. Brilliantly blocked down. Patrick Kelly floats it in towards Paul Kerrigan. Did well. Michael Shea right beside him. Still Kerrigan getting inside. He uses the fist and he puts it over the bar. Hall Quirk. 2 minutes of additional time to be added on. Colin Cooper to Donaghy. Anybody home? To Donaghy. So wide. 69 minutes and 20 seconds. Cork look for a winner. Very difficult angle. It's Colin to go.
Brilliant.
Cooper.
I think both sides had opportunities. I think on balance was a fair result.
I'll certainly be looking forward to having a good tussle with Cork next week and hopefully going through the front door.
When you go down to Páirc Uí Chaoimh, usually, you know, Cork are, in the last few years anyway, if you're looking at history, Cork have always beaten Kerry.
We did realise that it wasn't the be-all and end-all of everything, because, you know, we had won the Munster Championship in the previous 2 years and ended up not winning in All-Ireland, so, you know, we were quite clear in terms of what was important.
It was going to be very tough to go down there and beat them.
As I said, we were equally confident going into the replay. It wasn't our day.
That free has been picked up here by Aidan Walsh. Was a very poor one. Now Walsh has a go from a distance, hanging in the air again. Horrible one for the goalkeeper. Drops it down and it's in the back of the net.
We always thought we would have been a bit more ruthless, like, and we probably weren't those 2 days. Like, you know, at the end of the day, Kerry have some of the best footballers in the country, like, and they have that winning mentality in them. Like, they all have 3 or 4 All-Ireland medals, and they knew if they were probably with us about 10 minutes to go that they could get us back. Like, you know, they have that kind of player. Like,
going long inside towards Colin Cooper, looking for Donaghy. This is a goal chance, and that is a beauty. Donaghy scores.
We kept at it, you know, and eventually we got it to extra time, and we felt then at that stage that, you know, we were well capable of driving it home.
Canty goes down. It's a second yellow, and Cork lose a man, and Graham Canty is red carded. 2 minutes to play.
Before I knew it, I was in front of the goal, you know, so thanks be to God it worked out, and we got into extra time, you know.
1 point the margin.
We grew up watching him playing against Cork, and demarking him is unbelievable. Like, and I done okay against him the first day. He got the better of me the second day, but you know, that's it. Like, that's football.
O'Shea's in. O'Shea's kick, and he's drawn the game. He's got it. Callaghan slow to get to him. Barry John Keane strikes and puts it between the post and over the bar. Kerry beat Cork in a replay at Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Galvin superb.
And Paul Galvin, who you said was hugely influential in the match and in turning it Kerry's way, but he was involved in an incident again that was picked up by the cameras.
Yes, unfortunately, we found ourselves talking once again about Paul Galvin and his disciplinary issues. I have total respect for Paul Galvin as the footballer, but why he keeps finding the need to get involved in this sort of thing is beyond me and probably beyond a lot of people in the Kerry camp. But what he does here is totally unacceptable, and there's no place on a football pitch. There's certain things, taboos, that you don't do, and this is one of the things you do not do to another player on a football pitch. I mean, you see in the replay to stick his finger in Owen Cadigan's mouth and to pull downwards. Like, it's just totally unacceptable.
Why was I glad to know that I wasn't on the Sunday game that night?
Paul, I think, in terms of the disciplinary process, gets what he deserves, no more or no less.
From a Kerry point of view, what we were maybe not too happy with this year was maybe that other incidents weren't highlighted, whereas the Kerry incidents were.
Paul Galvin is what he is. I mean, he's not an axe murderer, you know. He plays very hard and he's hot-tempered and he's easy to rile and all of that. On the other hand, he's very charismatic and he's a brilliant Gaelic footballer, you know, and I think the game's the richer for him.
The big thing for Kerry this year was our Munster campaign. We knew that game against Limerick was going to be very tough. The fact that the game was played in Killarney was a massive advantage for us, because if it was up in Limerick, you'd never know how it would have happened.
Kieran Donaghy, Donncha Walsh to the coach. to the back of the net. In 2010, Kerry are Munster champions once more.
The battles Dublin and Meath in the past had kind of taken a lull a bit, and Dublin had been on top for so long and stuff that they really wanted that one.
We haven't beaten them since 2001. Last time we won Leinster, you know, there's only about 2 lads on the panel who had actually beaten Dublin.
Meath being the best team, Dublin really putting it up to them at stages, and then these goals coming from just nowhere.
I think that Meath just got the run on Dublin that day.
Stephen Bray, former All-Star, chasing after him is Fennell. He gets away from him, has a go!
I think that was a once-off. Yeah, I genuinely think it was a once-off. I mean, look, the Meath weren't that much a better team than Dublin.
Ward going, shooting, what a goal!
You know, for me, even though it was brilliant to beat Dublin and score so many goals, I also saw the seeds of our own downfall were being written that day.
You know, it was the likes of Stephen Bray on the day that pulled the game for us. Like, the goal he got was fantastic. You know, there's not many other goals you're going to see like that scored in the championship.
Stephen Bray, and Bray almost in, and Bray could get a third goal here and does!
At the time I warned that this scoreline was a false one. For me, I always look at the number of points a team runs up, and I think Meath scored 9 points on the day. You don't get 5 goals every day, and even though there were 5 brilliantly taken goals, there were sort of individual efforts, and you know, in another game they weren't just going to get those.
Scoring 5 goals was, you know, two of them were very good. 3 of them should have been free out. So it was one of those days when everything went wrong. And, you know, Dublin full backline were always that little bit novice, and they were rookie full backline, and they were up against an experienced Meath forward line.
One Dublin defender took it away from another, and Sheridan is not going to look a gift like that in the mouth.
I just thought that this was a once-off and they'd recover, which they did.
That was the kick that we needed to get going.
And how about that for a finish?
If we had got over Meath that day, we probably would have got a bad drubbing either in Leinster, or else like we have done the last couple of years in the first round of the knockout, and it's too late then. So we're delighted to get that nail in early on, where we could have a chance to change things.
I think it's an absolutely disgrace, the decision that the referee made in the last minute of the game.
That sense of opportunity lost will dog the people of Louth for many, many years, and Martin Sludden will, quite rightly, be the villain insofar as that's concerned.
He hadn't got a clue what he was talking about. He said he should have given a penalty and this, that and the other.
Will they ever come as close to winning Leinster in the next 20 years? I don't think so.
It's 50 years when we last got to the Leinster final. We worked very, very hard, and today I think we were absolutely robbed. And as far as I'm concerned, he's Dick Tobin without a mask.
It was Meath versus Louth in the Leinster final. Like, Louth were on the brink of winning the first Leinster in 50 years. You know, we still hadn't won in 10 years.
You couldn't describe the colour and the atmosphere and the people talking about the game, the flags and everything that was around the place. It was just, the hype was ridiculous. So whether we were going in as favourites or not, it didn't really matter, because there was that much hype, you know, around the towns and that it was hard to get away from it.
You know, we expected a tough game, and you know, obviously everyone knows we got it.
Here's a chance for Rooney. What a goal by JP Rooney! Meath are looking for an equaliser, and Louth will finish this match with 14 players.
The ball came in, I just knocked it down, just happened to break to shame me.
It's in towards Joe Sheridan. Oh yes!
What a block by Paddy Keenan, you know, it was one of what heroes are made of when you see that stuff happening.